Hello artists, and welcome back to art class. For this week's project, you are going to be creating your own version of this famous painting by Vincent Van Gogh, and these are his sunflowers. It's pretty simple. You can see that we have a vase. He signed his name here on the vase. He signed Vincent right here, because every artist usually signs their artwork when they're done, usually down in the bottom corner. But in this case, he decided to sign his name right here on the vase. And then it is a vase full of all of these sunflowers with their crazy petals and stuff. But I'm going to let you have a little bit of fun with this project. I'm going to show you step by step how you can draw some sunflowers, but I am going to let you have a little fun with the coloring. If you want to make them look more realistic, that's totally fine. But if you want to really go outside the box and make like purple and blue sunflowers with crazy colors or whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. I want to see where your imagination takes you with this project. So we are going to do a little step-by-step drawing, and then the coloring is going to be completely up to you. So let's get started. For this project, you're going to need a piece of paper to draw on, probably a pencil to draw with, although I am going to use a marker just so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better, and then things to color with of your choice. I would suggest crayons, color pencils, markers, the usual, or if you're feeling ambitious and you have paper that's thick enough, you could even choose to paint your sunflowers. So the first thing I'm actually going to draw is I'm going to draw the outside, but not the top, of my vase, because some of my sunflowers are going to cover my vase. So since my paper is a little bit smaller, I'm going to leave the top half for most of my sunflowers. I'm going to go about halfway down my paper, and I am going to draw kind of like two large parentheses that come in at the bottom, making sure that it's pretty wide right here. And then on the bottom, making kind of a rounded bottom. You don't want to draw a straight line. It is a vase. It is circular at the bottom, and you want to make it look realistic. And then just like Vincent Van Gogh's, I'm going to draw a line that goes across the middle of my vase. And now I can kind of start filling them in. Now, sunflowers usually have a pretty big center, and their petals are a little bit pointier. So as I fill in my petals, maybe some of them might go off the paper, like that. And then they'll be back on, and they have pretty pointy petals. If they're too round, they might end up looking a little bit more like a daisy. Some of his sunflowers are also a little droopy, so maybe you might have some that are a little sideways like that. Some of their petals kind of looking like that, and maybe coming forward, a little droopy. Now, I drew this with the marker, so it's kind of, you can see it crisscrossing, but when I color that, I can correct that. And then I'm also going to have, here is the stems for my sunflowers, kind of making their way in. I might stick another sunflower here. And as you're drawing, you're going to want to make some of your petals kind of overlapping. You know, if they hit another petal, decide if you want it to be in the front or the back, and kind of play around a little bit there. I can start kind of closing in my vase here, and I'm going to add maybe another kind of droopy looking one here. And sometimes sunflowers, what they have besides just their petals is they also have almost kind of like green petals. If I hold up the painting again here, you can see that some of the sunflowers have their petals, but then also kind of these green areas behind. So even though I might be adding what looks like extra petals, it might be something that later on I am planning on coloring in green. So I might take like this sunflower here. These are going to be my petals, but then behind it, those are going to be things that I'm going to color a different color. So like I said, I want you to have fun with these. And now, when you sign you want to make sure that you sign your painting like Van Gogh too. So I am going to draw a horizon line that goes across my paper to show that my vase is sitting on something and not just floating in midair. And I'm going to sign my first name, just like Vincent Van Gogh wrote Vincent. I am going to sign it with my first name, which is Kelly. But you could do your first name, your last name, your middle name, whatever floats your boat. And now the next part is to color. I'm not going to worry about coloring mine right now, but I want you to have fun with this. Again, if you want to make them look realistic, sunflowers are yellow with brown centers and green stems, and you want to make it look kind of like Van Gogh's, that's fine. But if you want to have a little fun with it, make some crazy colored sunflowers, go for it. I encourage you to use your imagination and make your sunflowers look how you want them to look. Don't forget to take a picture of them when you're done and send it to me so I can see your completed artwork, and I am looking forward to seeing your Vincent Van Gogh sunflower-inspired creations. And I'll see you guys again next time for art class. Bye!